So, y'all, I'm back with a quick video. We're gonna talk about I'm gonna address Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy probably soon. But I'm gonna talk about how the community, the black community, but especially this has always kind of been acceptable and it's weird, but I've always noticed how people always try to shame light skinned men into having dark skinned men's identity. Allegedly that quote unquote identity of that meathead self destructive persona. And we know why darker men do it because they understand what attracts women as far as degeneracy. They understand in order for you to attract an abundance of women, you have to be pretty much anything that's self destructive and anything that's chaotic and entertainment and exciting. And they know what a woman's weakness is, which is entertainment and excitement and her ego, which is what basically what dark skinned men do to conquer light skinned women. All right, which is stroke their egos nonstop through hip hop music, and hip hop music is exciting. So it's like the same thing. But basically, what I get to is that that's why they portray that persona so much. All right, but I've always noticed how they always tried to shame mulatto men into having the same identity as them. And it's not just dark skinned men; it's dark skinned women, and also a lot of light skinned women. And some light skinned brothers give in, but a lot of us don't. Like I've noticed that a lot of us do good with it. But they always, and I don't know if it's a superiority complex or they're just trying to get light skinned dudes to be their crash dummies, like Kwame Brown said, which I think is a bit of both. And I see it with this guy Charlemagne the God. Like when Chris Brown came on the Breakfast Club and he called Chris Brown Bobby Beige. He said because he's light skinned with dark skin tendencies, meaning he has self destructive tendencies that he has. You know, he's bipolar. He does all this degenerate stuff basically. And I always notice how they always want to shame light skinned men into having that identity, have that persona. Like they can't just let light skinned men have to do their own thing. They always got to try to shame you into being what the group is doing. All right, which is something that I've noticed for a very long time. And it's only them. Like I noticed a lot of light skinned women would shame light skinned men into that as well. And into that persona, that crash dummy, uh, try to copy off the degenerate Negroes of the community, which is what they are, which is what they like. All right, but I mean that persona don't really work for light skinned dudes if you really think about it. It does not really work. But I just want to always point that out. Like even with Drake, he always tried to mock Drake. I seen this YouTuber. He was talking about how there was beef in dark skinned women, dark skinned men. They were talking about how dark skinned men don't play with light skinned men's identity or black, something like that. I was like, that's a damn lie. Like the black community in general loves to play with light skinned men's identity and trying to force them into be something that they're not. They always trying to peer pressure them or shame them into behaving in some type of other way that they naturally behave, which is very odd and very weird. But most light skinned cats, we don't really fall for it. We just do us individually most of the times. But it's just definitely a weird, obsessive thing because it's not really direct. They don't play with anybody else. They don't try to force any other group of men into that identity. Not white men or Mexican men or it's just only mulatto men that keep trying to force that identity on. All right, which leads to a lot of identity issues. They won't let you embrace your own identity as a human being. They gotta shame you, say that you're acting light skinned and all this other stuff. Like, how can I act light skinned? I am light I am light skinned. All right. They're always trying to shame you out of your own identity. They don't want you to have your own identity. They want you to just be a crash dummy for them. But this is something I wanted to call out and point out. Not much, nothing much. But I am going to get more on DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God, the quote unquote God, the fraud. What do you want to call him? The devil. It is crazy because it's nothing but a facade anyway. Like, you dudes are not really bad boys. You just ugly as fuck. And you're just overcompensating for it by turning up your own community. If y'all was such bad boys, why didn't y'all treat white men like that who enslaved y'all people? But they don't want to get into that. Why don't you have dark skin tendies for these other groups? But it get quiet after you say something like that. All right, it's all a facade. And yeah, but yeah, I've noticed this for a very long time. How the community at large, uh, dark skinned men and women know what they're doing. They're on the same code. Light skinned women don't really know what they're doing. They just feel like I'm having fun. I'm accepted, and I don't think they realize the damage that they're doing to light skinned people when they walk around saying that. All right, trying to get him to take on dark skinned men's identity, they alleged identity. All right, because that's not really who they are. It's just a manipulation tactic. But most women don't really catch on. A lot, some of them do, but the majority of them are not. They just, a leaf wandering. But give me your thoughts and opinions. See you on the next one.